What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I want to say thank y'all for tuning in. This is a brand new season, season 3. Ask Uncle T from the V, and we about to light this boy up. Y'all already know how the vibe is. Still the same old vibe, different look. But we finna get this thing popping, y'all. And I want to read from my teleprompter once again for season 3, y'all. Hey, for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Uncle T. I'm glad you're here. On this channel, expect to experience a vibe unlike any other. And when I say expect to experience a vibe unlike any other, I mean it. My viewers submit the questions. Uncle T do his best to answer the questions. I might incorporate some humor when appropriate, but overall, it's a judgment-free zone. And Uncle T mean that. It's a judgment-free zone. I also give my viewers a chance. Submit their questions. Also, and I answer the questions. Check this out. Uncle T might get it wrong sometime. With that being said, y'all, hey, let's get this boy popping. Y'all can call in. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. We finna have a blast tonight. We got a brand new episode. Hey. We got Renee Robinson in the building. I see we got Renee Robinson. Can we get it up for Renee Robinson, y'all? Hey, what's good, Renee? Hey, Renee, we got a guest appearance today. That's going to be nice. When y'all get in here, speak, give me a dap or something, throw up the one, let me know you in here. And I appreciate that. Once a few more people get in here, we going to get this thing popping, y'all. Once a few more people get in here, we going to get this thing popping. Let me know if you can hear me good. Let me know everything looking good. But yeah, we got a whole new look. As y'all can see, we have a whole new look. Let me make sure ain't nobody finna call in right now. Thank y'all. How was y'all work day? Okay, I T Jizzle in the building. We got Monster Nana in the building, and we got Baller B in the building. Can I give it up for all of them? Yes, T, give it up for them. Yes. We got a whole new vibe, whole new look, still the same old, what's up? I see y'all, somebody speaking to Baller B. Hey y'all, we finna get this thing popping. We gonna get this thing popping. I'm waiting on a couple more people to jump in here, and we gonna talk about some things. Today, okay? We gonna talk about some things today, y'all. Just waiting on about one more person to get up in here, and we're going to start this thing right. That's it. We're going to start this show off right, y'all. You feel me? We're going to start this show off right. We got a hell of an episode today. We got a hell of an episode today, y'all. Yes, we do. Hopefully everything's sounding good. Today's topic is teaching a grown man how to cry. That's the topic today, teaching a grown man how to cry. And it all starts from when we was kids. Play a little music right quick until we wait on a couple more people to get in the building. Just waiting on a couple more people to get in. That's all, y'all. Play a little music, if that's okay. Yes. Like where to go. Hey. Oh, yeah. Everybody feeling good? Y'all ready for tonight's show? We got a guest appearance coming in tonight. Yes, we do. Just waiting on a couple more people. Y'all can vibe. Can y'all hear that music? Let me know if y'all can hear the music. If y'all can't hear, y'all can hear it now. Eddie Kent in the building. Let's give it up for my guy, Eddie Kent. What's to it, Eddie? I'm glad to have you in the building, baby. Hey, Chili Dude smiling in the building. Chili Dude smiling in the building. Let's give it up. What's to it, Chili Dude smiling? Hey, I got a special guest in the building. I'm gonna turn the music down for a moment of silence. I got a special guest in the building. I wanna turn the music down for a moment of silence. What's up, my brother Thomas Nance? Thomas Nance in the building. Yes. Let's get it popping, y'all. We got enough people in the building right now. We got enough people. Let me turn this music off and I'm gonna open it up with a question real quick. We gonna turn the music down. We wanna open it up with a nice question real quick, y'all. And I want y'all, Chili Dude, come on now with that. We ain't talking about video games today, baby. All right. Let's open up with a special question. Today's topic is teaching a grown man how to cry. Teaching a grown man how to cry. And as y'all may know, a lot of us don't. A lot of us was taught that grown men don't cry. A lot of us was taught that boys don't cry. That's what we was taught growing up. Boys don't cry, you know? And that has led to a lot of drama, a lot of chaos. So we gonna bring in the first question. All right. Hey, Uncle T, I'm only a child, but I've been trapped inside this grown man's body for quite some time. How do I free myself? How do I free myself? I'm gonna read that again because it's real deep. This is real deep. Hey, Uncle T, I'm only a child, but I've been trapped inside of a grown man's body for quite some time. How do I free myself? I want to say, first of all, just recognizing, giving acknowledgement that there's a inner child stuck in this grown man's body. That's the first way to truly free yourself, is recognizing the impact of this child being stuck inside of this grown man. Because a lot of things result from having that inner child stuck inside a grown man. A lot of the times, you know, we been holding back a lot of emotions from a child. We've been holding back a lot of emotions. A lot of us grown men hold back a lot of emotions from childhood trauma, not knowing how to express yourself as a child. And that lead to some things, y'all. That lead to some things. And before I finish answering the question, I want to pull up a video, y'all, real quick. I just want to pull up a video before I finish answering this question because I'm going to go into some stuff. I'm going to go into some stuff, y'all. All right? Uncle T going to go into some stuff, and I'm going to let y'all call in, and we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it, y'all. All right? All right. I want to play this video. Y'all check out this video. Tell me what y'all think about this video. And we're going to open up the lines and we're going to bring in a special guest.
People think the deconstruction of a man is some loud, violent occurrence, this outpour of bitterness towards the world, and in reality, the deconstruction of a man is a silent film, a common surgical procedure that the world didn't know it was trained to do. The breaking of a boy is the world's quietest natural disaster. As a man, there is no such thing as being stuck between a rock and a hard place. You either use the stones at rock bottom to build a way out, or you get buried by them. Ain't nobody coming to save you. The entire world is trying to construct you into its perfect little image, and the people around you are the ones who fuel the process of your manufactured masculinity. Some of us are going to make it through assembly, but we need to watch out for our defective counterparts, because the whole world is going to use their flaws to define all of us. Luckily, most defective product is aware of its own shortcomings and tends to destroy itself given enough time alone with its imperfections. This abridged explanation of the process is how you become a man or a monster. Everybody knows what a monster does. Everybody judges the monster. Nobody.
Okay. If y'all understand, he said, this is where you learn to become a man or a monster. And that inner child that's in a lot of us, most men have an inner child locked inside. And a lot of us today have became monsters from locking that inner child in. I just want to say that a lot of us became monsters from locking that inner child in.
Questions its creator. Some of us are manufactured to make light of our peril, with jokes, if you will. Male comedians are magicians in this way. How they take their pain and airbrush it into something laughable. He, ha, ha, joke about a failed suicide. The crowd laughs, the curtains close, the comedian drinks all the way home. A man's tears are just funny that way. How they have to be translated to be accepted. How they have to be transcribed into an art form to be worthy of observation. How you have to bleed artistically to become a worthy topic of conversation. Funny how we can joke about a man's misery, but nobody taught the boy to cry. But they taught him how to fight. Nobody tucked him in at night so he doesn't sleep at night. Nobody offers protection to the protectors. Nobody provides the providers with provisions. Nobody looks after the overseer. Nobody has ever tried to guide the man who steers. Everybody judges the weak men. Nobody checks on the strong ones. Only other men know how subtle a difference before the transition. Nobody taught the boy to cry, so he would do it at all the wrong times. In the barber chair, getting casket sharp, remembering the funeral of a failed relationship. In the grocery aisle, breaking down because he's weighed down by the tears collecting in his baggage at a soccer game, remembering what it was like to be a boy running towards a goal. Most men will only experience unconditional love from their mothers, and some of us don't even get that. Most of us have never even felt appreciation or respect without conditions or hidden intentions. We don't know what it sounds like to hear, "I see you, and I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're here. You really make a difference." Yet the expectation is to constantly be displaying the strength and love that the world is hesitant in conveying. We're expected to have a thick skin but get judged if it turns to a hard shell. The first step in being a man is ignoring the hunger. Cause yes, boy, you're gonna be starving. Starved of attention, starved of affirmation, starved of love, starved of being told that you are enough. Step 2 in being a man is comfortability with replaceability. You are only as good as you are useful. You are only as valuable as you are needed by others. Should there ever come a day, boy, where you fail to provide everybody with a smiling face, then do not be surprised when they say all men do is take up space, and you are swiftly replaced. Step 3 in being a man is overcoming your fear of the fire. Because almost everything you will ever try to build will go up in flames. Relationships, careers, hobbies, and yes, you are always to blame. Step 4 in being a man is understanding that by the time you finally get all the right answers, these questions will have already changed. You might achieve the strength of Herculean fiction, trying to balance the weight of all these contradictions. Be a man, they say. Definition unknown. Description keep changing. We men, so empty, so irritable, so this, so that. We get told what we are so much we've accepted that who we are ain't even up to us.
Oh, wow. I'm going to pause it right there. We get told who we are so much that it ain't even up to us who we really are. A lot of us don't even know ourselves. A lot of us don't even know ourselves. And what Uncle T want to do right now, I'm going to get ready to bring in a special guest. I'm getting ready to bring in a guest, y'all. And I'm going to pose this question to this guest that I'm bringing in. And we're going to discuss it, and I'm going to open up the lines for some of y'all questions. I'm going to bring in a guest. We're going to discuss this topic, and then I'm going to open up the lines. Yes, we are, y'all. Bringing a special guest. I'm bringing in Baller. The special guest is named Baller. All right, y'all. All right. Uh-oh. 1 second, y'all. All right, y'all, we finna bring in a special guest. But what I want to say, though, truthfully speaking, this is serious, y'all. A lot of the monsters that we see. What's up, Marvin? Pico in the building. Can I give it up for my guy, Pico? What's to it, Pico? Thank you for tuning in tonight, baby. I appreciate that. You tuned in on a hell of an episode. Let me see, can my guest hear me right quick? Can you hear me, guest? Can you, well, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me? Guess, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Can you hear me, guess? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can see you and I can hear you. Can you hear me? All right, we about to go live right now. So I want to pose a question to you. I'm finna bring in a guest, y'all. I want y'all to welcome Baller. Welcome Baller, y'all. Welcome Baller. Joining me tonight.
I don't hear no clapping. They ain't clapping.
Nah, you ain't gonna hear them clapping. You ain't gonna hear them clapping just like I can't hear them clapping.
I don't see them clapping. No, I'm just playing.
I know. But on a serious note, I got a question for you. So, I'm quite sure you was just tuning into the show. And the question I want to ask you is, okay, what are your experiences on growing up as a young kid getting caught crying in the hood?
What's my thoughts and my experiences?
What are your thoughts and experiences on growing up as a young kid getting caught crying in the hood? What's some of the things you have heard, or some of the things you heard, or you may have called someone, or you may have said to someone, one of the young men that always crying or get caught crying in the hood? What are your experiences?
Crybaby ass little kid.
Okay, that's one of them. Crybaby little kid.
Nobody like crybaby.
Okay.
Stop crying, you gonna make yourself sick.
Okay.
Come back to me after you finish crying.
So that's some of the things that y'all have said to boys that cry.
That's a good one. You keep crying, I'm gonna give your ass something to cry for.
Okay, I heard that from people like my mom. Like that's something that my mom would say to myself or to my brother if we got caught crying. Or I heard that from other people's parents. If you keep crying, I'm gonna give you something to cry about. Stop crying like a girl. Correct?
I'm crying like a little girl.
Stop crying like a little girl.
See, I know like it's okay to cry, but they actually right.
They actually right about what?
What they telling the kid in the moment. Because you got to watch who you cry around. It is, don't get me wrong. It's okay to cry. It is okay to cry. But in this cruel world, you better watch who you cry around.
Okay.
Show weakness. Now, when you show weakness, you become a target. So what those parents are trying to do, they're trying to prevent us in those moments from becoming a target, but the way that it's gone about is wrong. So I agree with what you're saying. I agree with it. It's okay to cry, but it's when you can cry. You can't cry in front of anybody. It's a tough world. This world don't care about you crying, and that's what those parents be trying to teach. But I just think that it's taught in the wrong way, because I was one of those that taught it in the wrong way and received it in the wrong way. So it is okay to cry. You just need to watch who you cry around, because you'll cry around some people that'll use it against you. Your woman, your man.
How can they use that against you?
How can they? Because they sense weakness. When a person sense weakness, they kind of know how to break you. So they use those things to try to break you down. So I'm not saying you.
So what if crying? What if crying produces strength?
You just gotta know who you crying in front of. That's all I'm saying. You just need to know who you crying in front of. You can't cry in front of everybody.
What if crying actually produces strength?
You saying what if? You know, when you hit me with the what ifs, like we've done this, we cried, like we know that we ain't gonna cry in front of certain people. It's okay to cry. I think crying may build strength, but crying can open up a window to make people think that that's a weakness. Now you're in a battle.
Should you care what people think? Should you care that people think that that's a weakness? Tell them to try you, right?
You want to get, if you a crybaby around me when I was a kid, I was eating your ass up.
So you was eating them up by what? How were you eating them up?
I had jokes. I'm goofy. I'm silly. I am going to make your life miserable. You could have went without crying in front of me and toughed it up and went home and cried.
Okay, so as a young kid, real quick, as a young kid that's growing up in a household where he's taught to express himself, and let's just say he ain't weak. He's not a weak young boy, but let's just say he don't mind crying when something is emotionally affecting him. Now, let's say this young boy tough as hell. Let's say, hear me out. I'm talking. So let's say this young boy is tough as hell. Let's say this young boy got hands. Let's say he got hands. He know how to thump, but he don't mind expressing himself emotionally. He don't mind being emotional, expressing himself and crying if he get hurt or if he sees somebody else get hurt. He don't mind expressing himself. But let's say a person like you try to eat this little young boy up, but this young boy got a daddy at home that taught him how to cry, that taught him how to express himself, and he beat somebody's ass.
Okay. I get your point.
That's what I'm saying.
Let me tell you this. He better know how to fight, because he's going to need to do a lot of ass whooping.
Okay.
You teach him to come out here and cry with us in the field. You teach him to come outside and cry and express himself to us who don't care. If you teach him to cry to people that don't care about his feelings, then he's going to be thumping a lot. So you good daddy, you better make sure he can fight.
Okay.
A lot.
So hold your thought real quick, just hold your thought. I want to bring in something that you just said. I'm finna bring in something right quick. So, with that being said, first thing that we always do, like on some real talk, negative terms associated with men crying. When I say men, I'm talking about young men. I'm talking about older teenagers. I'm talking about different people. The terms associated. And one of the terms that the first thing you said is this right here. You get your soft ass out of here. And that's exactly what produces a monster. That's exactly what produces a lot of these young men today that's out here monsters.
That's a lot that created gold too. That's that energy right there. That created some star football players.
What created some star football players?
To go and to not care, to be careless about people. So I understand you can't care what people think.
There you go. There you answering your own questions.
But you cannot come in the field amongst lions and cry. It is not. You don't.
We're not talking about. We're not talking about somebody that just come in a field crying. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about somebody that don't mind expressing their emotions or crying. Because a lot of the times, young men in these neighborhoods that people like ourselves grew up in, they're teased for crying. Some of them are weak. Some of them may be weak. And they got teased so much that they committed suicide, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So we don't want to be responsible for that blood on our hand. So we should not tease people who express themselves through tears sometimes.
I'm not saying that is right, but I'm saying when you live something, you teach your kids different. Like I am never going to teach my son to go to school on the playground field and cry. No,
okay.
That's not what I teach him. You can't cry. That's what I meant in the beginning when I said it's okay to cry, but you have to choose who you cry around. You don't just go anywhere and cry. Life don't care about you crying. I feel what you saying. You're a good man. You have a good heart. You're a good person. But there's so many people out here that don't care about you crying, and they gonna find that as a funny opportunity to pick on the person that they think is the weakest link. Now you have to prove yourself.
Okay, and through proving yourself, don't this produce strength? Like when you have to prove yourself so much, don't this produce strength? It produces character. It produces all of these things. But at the end of the day, crying don't make a boy a punk.
Let's put this in a scenario. You absolutely right. That is, when you have to prove yourself, that is gonna make you tougher. If you are on the playground field and you start crying over something, and you have to fight somebody and prove yourself, that's gonna make you stronger. Because that's another fight you have to go and take. Every fight you're gonna get stronger. Every time you go do this, I feel you're gonna get stronger. But you don't have to put yourself in that scenario where you out there putting yourself in a situation where you're gonna be picked apart. Where you have to continue to prove yourself. Why are you crying amongst people that don't care about you? Don't cry to people that don't care about you. That's all I'm saying.
And when you hold back these emotions, this is when you grow up as I would call it damaged goods. A man who's been holding back so many emotions as he get older and reaches adulthood, this man he's damaged. Now he have to go to therapy. He has so much childhood trauma from holding back being able to express himself because he was going to be called these names or because of this or because of that. So
you absolutely right. If that child have issues because when he grew up to be an adult because he couldn't go on the playground and cry, he gonna have plenty of issues. I am not saying it's okay to cry. I'm circling back to that because you think, I don't know what you think. I hope TJ ain't going into school on the playground and crying. No, he can cry amongst you. It's people you have to cry around. People who care about you. Don't cry around anybody. You just don't cry around anybody. You don't let nobody see weakness in you. And I die by that. I'm bred that way, and that's how I will continue. And I do feel that the man can't cry. You will grow up with trauma and issues and things like that. Just as well if a man is crying amongst his friends and at the playground all the damn time, you gonna grow up with issues too.
Now,
both of them motherfuckers gonna have issues.
Okay, why does a man, a boy, why does a man or a boy that cry, why is he considered weak? Why is that considered the weakness? What if this the toughest dude on the yard? But what if he can see a child being molested, for instance? What if he can watch a child being molested on TV and that make tears come down his eyes because maybe his sister wasn't molested or his mom went through something when she was younger that she told him she was molested? Why does him expressing himself by crying, why is that a sign of weakness?
That changes the scenario when you put context behind why he's crying.
Oh, right.
Somebody is crying because they're being bullied or something like that. That's our toughen up. We in the hood, you know too, because you from this. If somebody come and they crying about something emotional that's really tearing them down, they will not be picked on.
Okay. Oh, wait. I disagree with you. I totally disagree with you when you say.
Where I come from, we not picking on them. We gonna love them. They a part of our circle.
So I never said that we was dealing with a crybaby. I never said we were dealing with somebody that just cry for no reason. But I'm talking about just growing up in inner city black communities. Most boys, black young men, most of these black young men was taught that men don't cry. Men don't cry.
See, I think it's misconstrued even in what you saying. I think it's men don't cry with like we should get up. You just fell off your bike. Get up, quit being a crybaby. Those are the
right. We ain't talking about that.
Your mama is in this situation and you crying like you saw. I've never even been in no scenario like that. So I can only speak for where I'm coming from. And when I heard toughen up, get more when you fall or you get beat up or something like that, it's like quit crying, quit being a crybaby. Are you in the store and you want something that you can't have? Like that kind of crybaby stuff.
Right. I understand that.
You going through something mentally. The community I come up in, we embrace each other.
Right. I can understand that. I can understand a crybaby, somebody that just cry over anything and cry because he's getting bullied or something like that. I can dig that. That does.
Yeah, I was a crybaby when I was little. And
right. Now that does shows a sign of weakness in that sense. In that sense, that shows a sign of weakness. But somebody who, I'm telling you, the way we were taught by the OGs, by our parents, when you cry as a boy, stop crying like a girl, stop crying, men don't cry, big boys don't cry. These are the things we heard.
See, I've never ran into I'm crying for a valid reason and somebody telling me not to cry. I've never seen that's a whole different scenario. And if you're on the playground crying about something serious other than somebody bullying you or punking you or something, like those are the toughen up. Like don't let people see you cry. Don't let them because they're gonna continue. So when I was speaking on that, I was talking that aspect.
Okay, I can understand that.
real crybabies. I've never in my life been in a situation, and I was a bad kid, a bully, what you call. Not a bully, I was a jokester.
Right.
I was a jokester, so I clowned a lot. And
Okay.
I never somebody with a serious situation like their mama died and they crying. I don't know any of those scenarios ever to happen around me.
Right. So I want to bring in another negative derogatory term real quick that people throw. We have a guest right now. They say, why does that show weakness when y'all were raised by emotional women? Why does that show weakness when we were raised by emotional women? Now, before we answer that, I want to bring in something right quick. Just another negative term.
Okay.
Stop being a punk. You said that as well. All of these are up here because these are the terms that you hear growing up as a young dude that want to express yourself. These are the terms that's threw in your face. Stop being a punk. Now, a guest just asked, we want to answer this guest question. Somebody in the chat, they said, why does that show sign of weakness when most of us was raised by emotional women?
Anything when you relate a man to a woman, that's like women are softer than men.
Okay, so why the boy considered soft when he raised by an emotional woman? Why is he considered soft when most of us in the hood raised by emotional women?
You still soft. You just raised by emotional woman. You know what I'm saying? It's the fact that you soft. It ain't your fault. You know, I'm not saying that it's your fault that you was raised by emotional woman, but you still soft.
I agree. Once again, we definitely agree when it comes to somebody just a crybaby. They cry for anything. They get in the fight, they cry. If they fall off the bike, I fell off a bike before. And hell, I can't lie to you. Shit, I really hurt myself when I fell off that bike.
Well, I was a crybaby, man. I was the kid who fought a lot because I was quiet. I wasn't loud. I was quiet, and the quiet person got picked on a lot. I fought a lot. In the beginning, I was a crybaby. I remember I was in the projects, and I was in the PJs. Not even the Nicholsons. And this nigga, my cousin, made me go fight this boy. This nigga hit me in my eye, and man, I swear that he must have. It was like he poked me with his finger or something. My eye was gone. It was throbbing. Like I couldn't even fight no more. It was over. It was time to cry. It was time to cry. But
are you serious?
You just go and become a warrior, built into you. But anybody that's crying for a reason, it's okay to cry. Don't get me wrong. Like if you're crying because something emotional, break you down. Those are not the people that I was referring to picking on, even though I know those people get picked on. But I don't think that's what the way our community do it. I really think we do it in a way we tell our kids, like, to toughen up. I think that's what it's for. Just toughen up because we know how cruel the world is and where we come from. Because they always say the black man is taught not to cry. It's because, we were slaves. It wasn't too long ago that we were slaves and tortured. And, those are probably words spoke by the ancestors to tell us to be tough, to just, endure the pain and keep fighting. We don't know where it originated from for us to be strong. But we go through a lot as a people. So we just is bred in us to teach our kids to be strong because we have to be strong.
Okay. All right. So, okay, now peep this. I'm finna show you how this all translate into something else. Let me bring in this other term that we use. I've used it before, but that was the one, stop being a punk. We love throwing that one out there to somebody that cry. And it don't even have to be a punk. It could be a tough-ass little kid, but we say stop being a punk because he crying.
Right.
Okay, you crying like a girl. You said that one, and here it is. You crying like a girl. I just want to first say that just because a young boy cry, that don't mean he crying like a boy. You can be crying like a girl. You can be crying like a boy. You can be crying like a young man. You know, just because you cry, that don't necessarily mean that you crying like a girl. Like, how do a girl cry? That's one of my questions is, how do a girl cry? Do a girl cry different than a young boy? I understand now. We already got the understanding that we're not talking about crybabies. We're not talking about somebody that just sit up there and cry for no reason, or cry because they fell and got a little scrape, even though sometimes you can fall and you can really hurt yourself. So it may be a cause to cry. But what is crying? That's my question. What is crying like a girl? What did we mean by that? What did we really mean by you crying like a girl? What did we mean by that?
Women are more emotional than men. They cry more. I think any woman you know have cried more than you have ever cried. So I think when they say crying like a girl, it's a figure of speech of you crying a lot. Because we look at like women, they're more emotional. They're okay and open to cry. So when you are telling somebody like they crying a lot, it's like you cry like a girl.
So that's what we mean when we say that you crying like a girl. We mean that they cry a lot. Because I can recall, I can recall personally.
We look at women softer than men, so it's like you acting like a girl, like you crying like a girl, like you being soft, you being like a woman, you acting like a girl, like quit crying like a girl, like act like a man, like toughen up, quit crying, like you just fell off your bike, quit acting like a little girl, get up, you tough, you a man, you are a man, you are the provider, you are the protector. Get up. You have to learn these lessons. Quit crying like a girl.
So if a boy fall off a bike, that's crying like a girl?
It's a figure of speech.
I'm just saying, though, that's because I know I've used it. I've used this before.
It's a figure of speech.
But I used this before, and I want to get to the point that I'm trying to make right here on what we produce when we do things like this. So it is a figure of speech. We do use that figure of speech, and we use it a lot in Black communities, inner city communities. So, and what does all this teach a man to be? I'm going to show you some of the things that all of this that we've done to young men in the hood that was emotional, that knew how to express their emotions, that knew how to let out their pain, know how to let out their emotions. I'm going to show you some of the things that we did to these young men. Okay? And this is what this produced. So when we talk about these dudes being this kind of way, being that kind of way, this is what we produced. We produced a ticking time bomb. That's what we really produced. When we like no sugarcoating. I'm talking about taking responsibilities for our actions, or some of the older OGs in the hood that told us, stop crying, men don't cry. They produced a ticking time bomb. What do I mean by a ticking time bomb? I'm talking about somebody that grow up, been told that you crying like a girl, stop crying like a punk. This produced these young men, truthfully speaking, it produced a young man that if somebody say the wrong word to this young man finna go off and take this dude head off. Because you said something that triggered him, and you know about triggering. I know you know this word, triggering. You said something that triggered this young dude that he had to hold in so much, they say pressure bust a pipe. right? That's what we know. We know pressure busts a pipe. So if this young dude been holding this in for so long that I can't cry, I can't do this. So when somebody say something like this to this young man, that's a trigger. And that young man held this pain, this pressure, these emotions in for so long that this young man a ticking time bomb, and now he done did something that he wish he can take back. All because people like us teased them, got at them. Like you say, I'm gonna go in on them. We did things like that. And now you have young men out here quick to pull a trigger, quick to do certain things because of their childhood trauma. They weren't able to express themselves. Right? Would you agree?
Yeah, it happens all the time.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time. I'm finna show you something else we produced. And I take full responsibility because I was one of them people in the hood that...
I hear you.
All right? I was one of those people in the hood, and I take full responsibility that teased young men for crying. Said that you a crybaby. I was also that young man that held some of my emotions in because I didn't want no one to tease me. So I held my emotions in, but I let some of my emotions out as well. So I didn't become that ticking time bomb. And I'm thankful because I wouldn't be right here today. Okay? Another thing that it produced a person to unalive himself. People don't talk about how many young black men commit suicide in inner city communities. The news don't show that, how many young men commit suicide in inner city communities. But that's exactly what we did that, if that makes sense to you. We did that. We made these young men go unlife themselves through the teasing, through the name calling, making them feel like they ain't a man for real. We did that. Now, who helping us now? If that makes sense, who's helping us now?
What you mean, who helping us now?
Who helping these young men that want to take their lives? Because we've been teased about counseling. So a lot of young men in these inner city communities, they don't do counseling.
Man, it sounds like, all of this stuff is still like, imagine how many successful young men that made though. Imagine you talking about how many suicides it was, but imagine pressure build diamonds. Imagine diamonds came from that pressure. You got to count them too. If you're looking at statistics, you got to count how many successful men was made from that pressure. That pressure is not always bad, because I am grateful for the pressure. I feel like I got best of both worlds, and I can move and go anywhere freely, and I feel like that's because of my upbringing. Like, it's some people who don't have best of both worlds, like, and their life is different. So just as well as some people commit suicide from that pressure. That pressure also created some of the millionaires that we know. Some of the celebrities that we know are built from that pressure that come from these communities that we come from. The world is tough, and I want mine to know that the world is tough. And if you ain't gonna be tough, this world is gonna chew you up and spit you out, because I ain't gonna always be here to hold you.
So a lot of the men you're talking about, a lot of the people you're talking about that has been teased, and you say it created millionaires, it also created them same people that don't come back or that don't like black men who don't like themselves. A lot of those people.
That's another subject. You got to write that one down, because that's another subject. Because when I make it, I ain't coming back either, because they're going to kill me.
When I say come back, I don't mean come back to the hood.
I'll send money back. I'll send it back.
I'll send y'all money back. I'll create some avenues to make money. But what I'm coming back for?
When I say come back, when I say come back, I don't mean come back to the hood. I don't mean come back to the hood. When I say come back, I mean black men that hate themselves. Black men that hate other black men. Black men that hate the place where they grew up in, that don't want to do nothing for the place that they grew up in, because only thing that they can remember, hear me out real quick, I'm finna let you go. Hear me out. The only thing that they can remember is the ones that produce diamonds. The only thing that they can remember is how much they was teased, how much they was made fun at. So they can't wait to get rich to show those black, low-impoverished people something. They can't wait.
Without it, they probably wouldn't have had that drive. They probably wouldn't even have that fire.
I agree. I agree with you.
And it's the same in the white community. You can't just say black. It's white kids who get teased in school because it's more poor them than it's poor us.
I agree with you.
They get teased in school too, and sometimes pressure builds diamonds. Sometimes it's your choice. It's your life. It's your choice. And it goes back to you have to have some strength built into yourself, young black man, especially being black. You got another strike against you. We have to be strong. You know, when I pull over, I got to be strong. I got to roll all my windows down. I got to swallow pride. That's strength. That takes strength. Some people don't have that strength where they want to be prideful. Like, I'm not doing this. I roll every window down and put my hands on the steering wheel and talk shit to them too. I talk shit, but I still.
I know what you're talking about, boy, because I sure get a certain type of way too. I get real professional. You know how I get real professional. Sir, come out my mouth and everything. And I have one more. That I want to bring up right quick. So that was we teach them how to unalive themselves. And the final one that I want to bring up is how to take the life of another man. That's what we produce. And I'm telling you the truth. A lot of these young men that's out here killing each other in our community, a lot of them just are emotional creatures that's been holding in their emotions. Because they didn't know how to express their emotions. They never was taught to cry. They never was taught to express themselves. And this produced these monsters in our community that's quick to take the life of another young man. That's what this produced.
Number one is ain't no we. We ain't creating this. We ain't create this.
I take full responsibility, man. I played a big part in a lot of what I see going on today in my community. In my community, some of the young men that I affected, because I probably affected their parents.
You was led to be the way you were. It's all design. Everybody needs to go back and read the Willie Lynch letter. These people designed this, design envy, design us not trusting each other. This man told these people, I could show you how to control these slaves for hundreds of thousands of years.
I agree.
And those techniques that he displayed in that writing is still being used to today. So when you say we, I don't agree with we. It's what they created. We just haven't been strong enough.
We just a product. We just a product of it.
Yeah. There you go.
We just a product of it. But you know, when you know better, you do better. And when you know better, you reach one and you teach one. So that's what I hope to do through this podcast today. I want to tell young men that it's okay to cry. It's okay to express yourself. Pressure does bust a pipe. Don't hold in all of this pain when you can release some of this pain by finding somebody that you can trust.
And can I clarify for you? He ain't talking about when you fall your bitch when you fall on the ground, get your up, quit crying. If you're lost in the football game, come on, man. You don't got to be crying and kicking the helmets and all that. We do not want to see that. Toughen up, man. Nobody want to see that, man. Be smooth, be a player. Don't be out here crying for stuff like that. Now, if you having emotional issues, young black man, it is okay to open up. I cry. I think I just cried last night. I was in this motherfucker crying, like, damn, just thinking back on shit. And I cry. I'm okay with crying. Before, I wasn't okay with crying. I cried this last night. And I ain't saying this for no life. But y'all can cash at me because I was crying last night if y'all want to. My name Baller B.
Hey, you know, it's funny that you just said you was crying last night. I just had an episode where I was crying last week. You know, I can't remember the last time I got on my knees, literally, and just cried as a man. You know, and it's okay.
Stuffy nose cries. When you cry good, when you can't even, you gotta go blow your nose.
Yeah, no, this.
You have to blow. If you ain't have to blow your nose, you ain't cried yet.
Right, but yeah, it's okay though. I do want to say it's okay to cry, and you know, find somebody you can talk to, find somebody you can open up to, somebody you can trust, to where you can cry, because it's okay to cry. And I want to also just right now give special thanks to my guests today. And if y'all want to be if I want to say anybody that want to be a guest, make a guest appearance on Ask Uncle T, submit a topic. You can find an email in the description. Submit a topic that you really care about, that matters to you, and also submit your question through the email. And I'd love to bring you in as a special guest. Anybody. I mean, anyone that want to join in on one of the episodes, make a guest appearance, please submit a topic that really matters to you and submit your question. You can find an email in the description. Let's talk about it.
I really think your guest should consider coming on the show, because everybody on the show gonna cash app you like $20 to $50. So come on the show, Uncle T from the V.
I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for joining in the show, Baller. I appreciate my guy so much. I really appreciate you. I think this was a good way to open up the season, season 3.
We debate all the time.
All the time. I want to say I love you, fam. My brother from another mother.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being the first guest on season 3. I appreciate that. We're going to have many more. And I think this was a good one. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm going to open up the lines for anybody that want to call in, that has something to say in regards to today's episode. Thank you. Thank you, guests. I want to say thank you. I appreciate you.
Well, I'm going to tune into the show, man. I want to hear what Wakanda got to say.
All right. Let's see what Wakanda got to say. Thank you. Thank you. Love, fam. I want to say, I thank y'all. Today was what you say, Monster Nana. And just because they put guns and drugs in our community didn't mean we had to sell it. That's a choice. Man, my brother. I think that may be my next special guest right there, Monster Nana. But you're absolutely correct. That didn't mean we had to take them and sell the drugs, take the guns and use the guns. But they definitely were placed in our communities. I want to open up the lines right now just to talk, see if anyone want to call in and discuss something on the topic of how to teach a man to cry. The lines are open. If anyone want to call in to discuss today's topic, how to teach a man to cry, please call in. The lines are open, y'all. The lines are open. Please feel free to call in. Monster Nana, call in if you're still in right now. Call in. Let's talk about that, because that's a serious issue that took place and still taking place today in inner city communities. Thank you, Gigi. Thank you, Gigi. I appreciate you. The lines are open, y'all. The lines are open. The lines are open. Anyone want to call in, want to voice, give me their perspectives. The lines are open. Just in case y'all missed the topic today, today's topic was teaching a grown man how to cry. That was the topic today. All right, we got a call coming in right now. Caller, you live, caller.
What's up, T?
Hey, what's going on, my brother? How you feel?
I can't call it my brother.
All right. So today's topic, you said something very important. Today's topic was teaching a grown man how to cry. And I'm sure you grew up in the Robert Taylors, you grew up in the village. And I know the same thing was in the Robert Taylors, that was in the village. Stop crying like a little girl, you being a punk. Grown man don't cry. I'm going to give you something to cry about. What's your take on all of this? You mentioned also about guns being placed in the hood. That was a very valid point that you made. You said just because they put the guns there and they put the drugs there, that don't mean we had to use the guns, and that don't mean we had to sell the drugs. Elaborate.
Okay, like you said, and like the other caller said, I agree with what he said to a certain extent, and I agree with what you said. I think the thing is, when you coming from, to me, it depends on your environment, because you have to look at this here. If you born in the projects, Cabrini Green, Robert Taylor, Stateway, the Village, Rockwells, you have to understand this. It's an image you got to uphold just to be in that project. I agree. And it ain't so much that you a punk or you a gangster, because ain't no gangsters. I ain't never seen the real gangster in my life. I see movies with people doing gangster things, but I've never seen the official gangster. So it's all about you having to be accountable for your own self when you in these environments, because it's like every neighborhood, we predators towards each other, my brother. And it ain't got nothing to do with what you got. It's got something to do with your skin color. We just need that type of self-esteem to make us feel like we George of the jungle. So I think it's more about your environment, my brother, that brings out that negativity in you. I think it's more about us with this image thing. I was just telling my lady the same thing. We put the stuff in the community, so why we can't be responsible for our community?
That's what I'm talking about.
Put it in there. I heard you say that to the other guy, and I'm telling him, I respond back to him. Yes, we are held accountable for it, because you have to understand something. Just because somebody gives you a gun, so you can't say, no, that ain't our fault. Yes, it is our fault, because we sit up there and we bought cars and everything. Name five drug dealers you know from the village that got together and say, let's try to buy the village.
I can't name
but
one.
They got together. But I can tell you 5 people, out them 5 people, they had 30 cars.
Right.
So they was more worried about themselves.
I agree with everything you're saying, brother.
It's an us problem. Because like I just explained, and I had a conversation with Big Tone and Lavelle and them. And I said, everybody keep talking about Donald Trump. They keep talking about the president. They keep talking about the mayor of Chicago. They keep talking about the governor. But ain't nobody talking about fixing their own house. Ain't nobody talking about structuring their own neighborhood. Ain't nobody talking about disciplining their own kids. But we quick to point the finger at the governor. But yet you ain't going to be a man or a woman in your own house, but you want the governor to be a man and a woman for your house. It don't get right.
Hey, brother, I want to say something to what you just said.
Go.
You said everybody, and you so fucking right. You said everybody want to talk about the president, what he ain't doing or what he doing, but yet, I'm going to put it in, I'm going to use another word. They ain't willing to take accountability. They ain't willing to hold themselves accountable for the action and for the part that they played. Like you say, fixing their own damn house. And that's
Correct.
what we must do first. The first step, it ain't about what Donald Trump can do to fix your house, your community. The first thing to fix your problem is, first of all, recognizing the problem and admitting that you played a part in the problem. And once you can do that, we can begin to sit there and have a grown folks conversation about fixing the problem, fixing the community.
Correct. I agree. In order for our neighborhood to get better, brother, we need to strengthen our own household. That's all I'm saying.
100%.
A lot of us got our kids out here letting them go and play these type of break-in games, robbing games, disrespectful games, but we're not holding them accountable because we're only saying something is when they get put on the news or they get 911.
100%.
That's the only time we open our mouth. But when they're out here robbing and carjacking and coming in and out your house and ain't sitting up there paying no bills and you letting them walk past you being disrespectful, knowing what they doing, they ain't got no job, you're more of the problem than Donald Trump. We can't keep saying what these people doing in these offices when you can't fix your own house, my brother.
Speak, brother.
Stop saying that. Stop just pointing the finger, man. If I can't, listen. How can I check Tory or how can I check any person that's grown when I got my kids checking me? How can I be a man or how can a woman be a woman trying to discipline her man or I discipline my woman when I can't even discipline my own kids? We got to start from the basics in order to get to the field.
Man, brother. Hey, you speaking nothing but facts right now. You speaking facts and I love it. I love it, but too many of us, when you start speaking like that, they don't want to hear you. They don't want to hear you. They think you trying to be pro-black or they think you trying to be better than them because you speaking facts.
But you speaking knowledge. You speaking stuff that you've been a part of. You speaking awareness. You're not doing this to demise nobody because you have kids that's also out here doing it. So I'm not speaking towards nobody else's kid when I know I got some hard-headed kids out here too.
Right.
I'm speaking of how can we resolve this and get to a solution so everybody can work together so we can have a block party one day, and we ain't got to worry about it getting shot up. We can have a reunion for real. We ain't got to worry about nobody bringing guns because everybody out there really do care about each other and their families. But everywhere we got to do something, we got to have guns, then why even go to something called a reunion or go to something called a family gathering when everybody out there finna get drunk and have a gun and we finna kill each other? What is it then?
Right. I appreciate your knowledge.
It's all good, my brother.
I appreciate your knowledge, man, but it's all so true, though. It's so true, man. Everything you're saying is true, and a lot of us suffer from a lack of knowledge. And I think that we have to get together because stuff getting serious out here. Stuff getting real serious. People feet is on the gas pedal. What you say, brother?
Everybody, a lot of us losing our kids, and we not right now being accountable because we can prevent it if we just pull our kids' coattail and say, you ain't finna go out that door, or put that gun down, or I'm finna turn your butt in. Because guess what? You saving their life. You know how to tricks here. We got to get off this one thing we doing wrong. We got to stop thinking we tricks because I report my child. Do you want to bury your child or do you want to save them? See, first we got to figure out what we want to do. You got to figure out, first of all, you can't be a good parent and then sit up there and harvest your child. You can't be a good parent, then you letting your child go out here and do dirt, but when they come back, you want to go fund me, and you want to put their baby pictures on the page and show everybody how sweet they was when they was in junior high. No. put their pictures when they throwing up gang signs and rapping about what they gonna do to another
Real
group
talk.
of other black people.
Real talk.
If you can't put it out there 100, then don't say nothing about nobody else.
Real talk. You want to put out their baby pictures when they end up unlifing themselves. You want to show their baby pictures, but you ain't trying to show how they got unlifed. You know?
Correct. I just said we got to be accountable for it. I mean, I put in my bad side, but I come to try to do good now. It ain't how you start, see. It's how you finish.
It's how you finish
I'm
it.
here to speak about my wrongdoing in the community because I was one of them people that put out bad vibes and blood also.
Hey man, I like that. And what I want to say, my brother, we gon' end this podcast tonight with exactly what you said. That's a good way to end the show. It ain't how you start, young man. It's how you finish. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. So with that being said, while you're on the line, Nana, I want to say, with that being said, it's okay to express yourself. It's okay to find a place to release the pain, the pressure that we find ourselves holding in for years and years and years, and then we grow up quick to unlife another young man or quick to unlife ourselves because of the teasing or not being able to express yourself, you know. And I also want to say, like Nana said, it ain't how you start. You may have cried in a neighborhood, but just because you cried, that don't mean you're going to finish crying. You may finish being a hero. You may finish being that young man that saved your life, that saved your own life, just by being able to express yourself. So express yourself, young man. Girls ain't the only one that cry. Grown men cry. You just heard both of us live say, my guy say he was just crying last night, just thinking about things. I just cried last week, literally on my knees crying, just thinking about things. And it's okay. It's okay, young man, to cry, to express yourself. Trust me.
One more thing, T. One thing I want everybody to think about, men and women, boys and girls, is one thing we got to remember, T. The biggest gangster in this world is called your pride.
Ooh.
Your pride is the biggest gangster in this world because it can make you or break you. Your pride. See, if you put your pride to the side, a lot of us wouldn't even come outside and kill people or shoot people or rob people because we'll make better decisions. But we got this image thing we trying to uphold because our pride is the biggest street killer in this in Black America. Our pride, my brother.
I like that. I want you to you can text me because you do have my personal number.
Yeah, I know. I got your number.
I want you to text me that's something that really, like a topic that really matters to you.
I told you I was going to do that for you too.
Yes,
yeah,
text me that.
I'm going to make sure.
Text me that, and then we'll bring that in on maybe the next show. And also text me a couple questions that you wonder about that the topic that you send me. Text me a question or two that you wonder or that you a solution to your topic, and we're gonna talk about it, and we'll try to do that next week.
Okay, got you, my brother. I'm gonna finish watching your thing and enjoy your day. Keep speaking. I love the way you're doing it, my brother. Stay strong.
Thank you, family. Hey, be blessed.
Okay.
So I want to right now say once again, if anyone have a topic that matters to them, please look in the description, shoot me an email with your topic and a question, and we'll talk about it. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to today's season 3 premiere, episode 1 of Uncle T. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. Continue to share the video, like the video, and we're going to make this thing grow, y'all. We're going to make this thing grow. I want to say thank y'all. Y'all be blessed. Have a great rest of your night, a nice rest of your evening. And, I want to say blessings, period. Just blessings to you and your family. Y'all be great. Don't be no less than great. Thank you.